Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. It's in the description below. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing an all-time great. From the beginning of Roger Dubuis and the early days of independent horology, this is the first generation Roger Dubuis Sympathie 37 Perpetual calendar with bi-retrograde perpetual calendar system and a 37mm white gold Sympathie 1 case. Now it's 37mm, but it wears larger, and I'll show you why. It's not thick at 9.7mm, and 47.7mm from lug to lug isn't terribly broad. There's a 20mm spacing between the lugs, and you can see that the strap is fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is a very secure and upmarket method of keeping a watch fixed on its strap. The strap, and we'll take a quick look here, is actually bonded, so let's get closer. You can see it is a Roger Dubuis factory strap in outstanding condition. It's gator, large rectangular scale on the top, black with a sheer side, showing you the layers of construction, thickly bolstered for volume and substance, and then there's calf skin on the bottom. And when I say it's a bonded strap, I mean it's held together by adhesives to give it a sleeker look. There's no binding stitch. It does taper nicely down to a matching white gold Dubuis, alternately satin finished and polished pin buckle. And the case is handsome and unconventional, with vertical satin graining instead of longitudinal. You can see that the narrow lug hoods are polished on their tops. The screws fixing the bars are polished. The crown is a Roger Dubuis branded piece with a sharp and easy to grip knurling. And then the case has a contour that matches the contour of the bezel, which in turn matches the contour of the crystal, which in turn matches the contour of the dial. And that's what makes this a Sympathie 1. The original case shape was created by a Valet de Jeu case maker, and it was created for Roger Dubuis back in the days when the Sympathie and the Homage was conventional round case. Those were the two primary model lines. The shape was initially more complex than later versions. You could see that double fluting to the drawn and pointed bezel. Later versions would feature a circular inner bezel with a circular crystal because it was cheaper and easier to make water resistant. So these early and rare conforming case, bezel, crystal, and dial combinations, the Sympathie 1, where everything shares this shape, these are scarcer and more valuable. They're also more sought and more loved. Moving inboard from that remarkable flowing and pointed bezel, you can see that the dial is a lovely off-white cream lacquer. This is very similar to the watch that Roger Dubuis himself wore, and many will call the bi-retrograde perpetual calendar, whether rose gold or white, as in this case, the Roger Dubuis, and that's not wrong. The inner dial, as you can see, features bi-retrograde perpetual calendar indication. So you have your day, you have your date, you have your coaxial month and leap year phase, and then you have a moon phase down at 6 o'clock. This bi-retrograde perpetual system was a perpetual calendar that Roger Dubuis originally helped to develop back in the late 1980s with Jean-Marc Viderecht, later of Agenor, and the original customer for this module was Harry Winston. So this system is very much Roger Dubuis' own, even as the watch itself does use a customer caliber. Now, you'll note there's a Bulletin d'Observatoire notation up at 12 o'clock, and that's because this is a chronometer, but not a COSC chronometer. This is a French Observatory qualified Besançon chronometer. The main difference between the two is, first, Besançon is in France, not Switzerland, and second, the Besançon test, which also uses the ISO 3159 standards, it's a fully cased up watch test, so it's not just the movement, it's more realistic regarding how the consumer receives the product, so it's a test of the full watch as a chronometer. 5-position chronometer style adjustment, it pivots on 29 joules, and the movement, which is a unidirectional winding automatic with twin mainspring barrels and a 44-hour power reserve, it's based on the Longines L990. Also known as the Breguet 8810 and 8815. It is a movement originally developed in 1977 by Longines, and its twin barrels ensure a very even torque release from max wind to minimum wind, so it doesn't have the huge drop-off in amplitude after 24 hours that you get, for example, in a similar power reserve Rolex 3135. There's not a big difference in power reserve between these two movements, but the twin barrels make this one a better timekeeper over the full duration of its power reserve. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's a 30-meter water-resistant case, so dress watch standard, and you can see that it's been extensively modified from its Longines origins. From the late 70s to the present, it's gained Geneva certification, so Geneva Hallmark or Poinçon de Genève. You can see it just below the balance. And you'll note the improvements that have been made, including richly crusted Côte de Genève engine turning on the base plate, mirrored anglage on the edge of every bridge, as well as inside of every jewel and screw sink. All screw heads black polished with chamfered slots, as well as circumference. And then there is a black polished swan's neck fine adjustment system with a twin screw Geneva style stud holder. So this is a very highly elaborated version of the Longines original, which is known for being exceptionally accurate and exceptionally thin, the perfect complement to the Roger Dubuis developed Perpetual calendar module. Already a collectible and a classic, this is the watch that Roger himself chose. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.